Welcome to the Preflight Checklist. Today's checklist is about when an aircraft actually becomes yours. It's a question that sounds simple. Most people picture the moment the keys are handed over or the first flight home. It feels like that's when ownership begins. Legally and practically, though, the sequence is much more deliberate. An aircraft transaction doesn't conclude with a handshake. It concludes through a series of coordinated steps, each one designed to protect both buyer and seller. And it starts before anyone ever touches the airplane for a pre-purchase inspection. By the time the parties think they're ready to close, escrow has already been working behind the scenes. Funds have to clear. Documents have to be signed. Title work has to be completed. Every condition of the purchase agreement has to be satisfied before the transaction can move forward. Only then does the sequence begin. Once both parties authorize closing, the legal transfer happens remarkably quickly. Escrow records the appropriate documents, distributes funds according to the closing statement, and completes the transfer exactly as the purchase agreement directs. At that point, ownership has changed. The airplane may still be sitting in the same parking spot, but legally, it belongs to someone new. And that's why the next part of the process matters just as much. Now the attention shifts from the transaction itself to the aircraft. Making sure that all logbooks and loose materials are gathered together. Keys, manuals, slings and plugs, everything needs to be accounted for. The aircraft should be handed over in the condition that both parties agreed upon. Only once this is done does the buyer prepare to rebase the aircraft back to their home airport. That first flight is exciting, but it's also very different from every flight that came before it. Insurance should already be bound and in effect. The buyer should understand operating limitations, recent maintenance, and open items that were discussed during the purchase. The goal isn't simply to get home, it's to begin ownership the right way. And that's really where the sequence ends. The closing documents may be complete, but ownership is just beginning. Registration follow-up, maintenance planning, record keeping, tax reporting, and ongoing stewardship all become part of the owner's responsibilities. Buying the airplane is a milestone. Owning it well is the real objective. From our perspective, one of the reasons aircraft transactions follow such a deliberate sequence is because every step builds on the one before it. Closing isn't simply about transferring money. It's about ensuring that the title, documentation, funding, and possession all come together in the proper order so that ownership begins with clarity instead of uncertainty. This has been the Preflight Checklist.